Okay. Okay, family. This is our womb alchemy workshop. We are going to go in. My name is Mama Mawusi Ashakir, and I am the Guardian Director of the Body Temple Institute and the Mothership. But with what I do in these two nation building institutions is I help people to create self-sufficient, to find self-sufficient health strategies so that we can literally create survival into our culture, literally make ourselves be resilient, self-sufficient, and preserve African culture and our African selves. This womb alchemy workshop is specifically for African women. African men may join in order to understand the intricacies of womanhood if you choose to, but the intention is in order to keep us as African women aware, awake, and in tune with our wombs, in tune with ourself as the womb of man. We are the man that carries the womb. We are man that carries the womb. We are of mankind, and we are womb that carries the man. You understand? So with that being the case, it is our responsibility to know how to take care of this responsibility, to know how to um, uh, be aware of ourselves and be conscious of ourselves, and to alchemically transform the poison to pure. We have a lot of us as women have been through a lot of abusive, maybe relationships, abusive, or we have abused ourselves. We've been in tune with energies that have caused us to lose trust in ourselves, to cause miscreations in our womb. So what we must do is we must go in and excavate these feelings, these energies, and eliminate them, detoxify from them, so that we can then become healthier womb carriers. We can be healthier as we carry babies in our future in our womb. We can be healthier as we birth wisdom. We as women must choose today, as African women, choose today to change the poison to pure. As African women, we have to realize that we are valuable, we are powerful, we are a miracle, and we are divine. We are the alchemists. We are the chemists. And it is vitally important for us to understand the responsibility in that. In our understanding of that, we understand what this requires of us to do. It requires of us to make sure that we carry ourselves with the utmost respect and responsibility because of the heftiness of our purpose. To guide you through this workshop, I am Mut Mawusi. Mut as in the ancient Kemetic language, we use the word Mut to denote mother. So I am Mother Mama Mawusi Ashakir, founder of the Body Temple Institute and the Mothership, two health organizations that work together to support African people specifically. My sincere intention is to aid Africans in returning to our original state of vitality and self-sufficiency. I am a mother of 7 children, my oldest being 20 and my youngest being 5 months. I'm a wife of going on 23 years, going on 24 years biblically. And I am also I have also began my health journey, which is also very prominent in my life. began my health journey 20 years ago under the tutelage of my dear mother, Mawusi Opio, and she is a grand midwife and a naturopathic doctor. And she taught me the language of plants as well as the way to heal the human body and help it to heal itself. I am a naturopathic physician, a midwife, a herbalist, a childbirth educator, a doula, lactation consultant, womb worker, reflexologist, and a priestess of the sacred feminine mystery. I've devoted myself to my community by teaching and doing health consultations and working with my website in order to bring about awareness of what is going on and what we need to do to preserve our African genetics. My sidekick left me. To me, I've taken up the charge of being a revolutionary, meaning that I understand the vital importance of making a total and complete change from our present state in action. And I use the catalyst of being a Black African woman to denote who I am to work for and with, who I am to serve in this life. And one of the things that I have devoted myself to is being a womb worker. So I work with the physical womb, the emotional womb, and the spiritual womb. And I ask the question, how many womb workers do we need? Each and every Black African woman needs to be a womb worker. We all need to stand in that place in which we help to heal and help the womb to function. And we help the womb to grow and be able to produce strong and healthy African children. We all need to take up this charge, because right now we're taking a look at our African sons and daughters who are walking along the streets, whom are being picked off by police, whom are being picked off by their peers. And we now have to realize as mothers what a level of responsibility we need to have, what we need to put into our children from the womb to make them strong enough to deal with this war zone that we are in. Today, in my home, we strongly believe and we strongly live by the axiom that the Black woman is God. This is not any a statement of self-aggrandizement or a cliche of a pimp game in our house. It is the truth. Within our wombs as women, we hold the oldest DNA of the original mother, creatrix. I use the term creatrix because we are not creatrix. We're not creating tricks. We're actually taking part in the creation of life. And it's vitally and imperatively important to us. You know, in the early 1900s, Margaret Sanger made it her life's mission to support the eugenics movement. To literally, she decided her own self, within her own self, that other races of people were subordinate and insignificant. She found them to be, one of the quotes was that she felt that those of us, people of color, were weeds to be rooted out. She was so bold as to make such a statement and to create the organization of Planned Parenthood in order to stand as a pillar in the eugenics movement process concept. Right now, we are appalled by such backstabbing behavior. And how could someone even endeavor to wipe a people off the planet, or to trick them into birth control in order to trick them into birth control in order to keep them from preserving their selves? This is my answer to Margaret Sanger. My work, my revolution, my action of revolution is my response to my finger in the air to Margaret Sanger, by saying I seek to preserve and to support in strengthening the genetic DNA of the Black African woman. And this is vitally important to me. I was born a Black African woman, and I shall stand and protect that. And that's my warriorship. What has caused us to fall so far from ourselves? You know, I asked that question like deep within myself. And it has a lot to do with our ignorance of our womb, with our ignorance of how powerful the womb is. It has a lot to do with our self-hate and our inability to connect with the power that we hold within ourselves. It has a lot to do with that. So with that, this workshop is we're going to go in on some of those topics, some of those points. And the key here is to understand that our wombs are magnificent. It's not just an organ of procreation, or just an organ that defines our gender, but it's an organ of divine manifestation. Our physical womb is a hollow muscular organ. And it's, of course, it denotes our gender. It's of the female reproductive system that is responsible for the development of the embryo and fetus during pregnancy. And the uterus can expand during pregnancy from around the size of a closed fist to become large enough to hold a full-term baby. You all pretty much know these things. We're having this workshop in order to remember this, to stand in memory of this, to stand in consciousness of this. You know, when people say the conscious community, well, this is, what are we being conscious of? We're being conscious of the fact that we hold the most vital and precious organ that is wanted around the world. Even people within Margaret Sanger's camp sought to affect change in it by giving us chemical birth control pills. People who also were a part of Hitler's organization, for which Margaret Sanger was a part of, for which Margaret Sanger did sit down and them to draw up the plans. Her and Hitler, she had meetings. You will find that online. Also, one of their cohorts would take out wombs of women in order to examine them. The womb is very powerful. So it's not just to understand that we are a Black woman and we are the woman of God. It's to understand what we're working with that makes us so potent, that makes us so powerful. And this is a close-up picture of what your womb looks like inside of your body. You have 2 fallopian tubes. I'm sure you know this. You heard this part. And then below that is the ovary, your ovaries. And they have ovums that come from them each month during ovulation and move through the arms of the fallopian tubes. Also, you have at the bottom the doorway, your cervix, in the wall, at the end of the walls of your uterus is your cervix. And then your vagina is included in that. The long birth canal tube that is there below your uterus is also connected to your uterus. So it is also a part, it's connected. Now, your ovulation cycle does not begin with your period when you're bleeding or your menstrual starts. It begins the first of as soon as the start of the first blood to the start of the next blood. So your menstrual cycle is not just 5 days or 7 days. It's literally 28 days based upon the start from one start of the cycle to the next start of the next cycle. And then first start of menstrual bleeding to the next start of menstrual bleeding. Every month during the reproductive years, your ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone. Your ovaries produce it. So that's where your ovaries are an endocrine organ. Estrogen is made during the first half of your menstrual cycle by your ovaries to stimulate the growth of the endometrium, which is the uterine lining. Let me know if you need me to go back over certain things, or if you don't understand what I'm saying, or that you might just have a question. Do not hesitate to post up your question. At mid-cycle, the ovaries release a mature egg that travels down the fallopian tube into the uterus. Mid-cycle for a 28-day cycle woman is day 14, meaning the first day of your menstrual cycle. The first day of your menstrual cycle. We cannot see the picture. I thought you were seeing it. You can see it. Can everybody see where it says how your womb works?
Yes.
Please type into the text chat to say I can. If you can see the PowerPoint presentation that says, the screen says how your womb works. Okay. Okay. I'm glad you got your speaker to work, Shalia. Okay, Mama Vicky, can you see it? CJ? Oh, she said she can.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna go on. I just wanted to make sure I didn't leave any on. Okay. Now, at mid-cycle, on a person who has a 28-day cycle, then at the 14th day, mid-cycle, the 14th day after the first sight of blood, your ovaries release a mature egg that travels down the fallopian tubes into the uterus. During the 2 weeks following ovulation, the ovaries produce progesterone as well as estrogen, which prepares the uterus. Now, if you are experiencing PMS or bloating, so moodiness or bloating after the first 14 days, then what's happening is you're not producing enough progesterone. You're only first sight of blood, your ovaries release a mature egg that travels down the fallopian tube into the uterus. Everybody's ovulation, the ovaries produce progesterone as well as estrogen, which prepares the uterus. Okay. That means that you are producing progesterone you're producing a lot of estrogen but not enough progesterone. So in that, in order to balance yourself out, you will need to begin taking some red raspberry tea, drinking tea. Okay, you need to drink red raspberry tea. This will help your body to balance, and it will not, so that it will keep your body from causing the bloating and the moodiness. During the 2 weeks following ovulation, the ovaries produce progesterone as well as estrogen, which prepares your uterus for possible pregnancy. If you get pregnant or have sex during ovulation, and it's literally a 24-hour window. If you get pregnant during that time of ovulation, then your body will then amp up the amount of progesterone it puts out. But if you don't, and it will put out more progesterone than estrogen. But if you don't get pregnant, then the ovum that was present inside of your uterus will then pass out of your body, and your body will then begin to put out a balance of equal amount of estrogen and progesterone until estrogen begins to taper off. So thus the estrogen levels, the progesterone levels will rise in order to create Greetings, family. Yeah, I got knocked off. Please forgive me.
No problem.
I think that my computer has an issue with Google Plus. I don't know. Because I always have this problem. I always end up fighting with Google Plus. Please forgive me. But thank you all for staying in tune and time and in touch and staying right here so I can get right back to you. Okay, we're right back at it. If pregnancy does not occur, the ovaries stop making hormones, causing a sharp the ovaries stop making hormones, causing a sharp decrease in estrogen. So then progesterone levels begin to rise, and then the uterine lining deteriorates and is shed during menstruation. This is an illustration of what's going on. So we look at how a menstrual cycle works. We see our ovum traveling into the fallopian tubes, and then traveling up through the fallopian tube in preparation to be fertilized. Now I want to speak to another thing is, as it's sitting there and it's ready to be fertilized, you know what? Some women get a cyst on the opposite ovary. You know what that cyst is? It is another ovum. People, it is called an ovarian cyst, and it's really not a problem unless it stays there and becomes extremely painful. Well, what that other ovum, when it lets off an ovary, what it's doing is giving off small bits of estrogen in order to keep the other ovum that's ready to be fertilized alive. It's feeding it. And so when if you are fertilized and there is semen that comes into the womb, then, and it implants and that ovum becomes, you conceive of that ovum then begins to develop and becomes it's fertilized, and then it begins to implant itself. Well, then the ovum that is considered a cyst on the other ovary is then sending estrogen into the womb for the fertilized ovum. It sends estrogen into it until it develops a placenta. When it develops the placenta, then that's when the extra ovary then falls off and is passed out of the cervix. But if that ovum is not fertilized within 24 hours of its travel, of its journey, then this is when it will be passed out of the uterus, and the cyst will also be passed out. And so then progesterone can then rise, and the estrogen levels can then drop. And then that's what causes the deterioration of the lining of the uterus, and then the eventual menstruation within 14 days. Does everybody understand how that works? Does that make sense? Okay, good. Oh, I wanted to take a pause for the call. I am the guardian director of the mothership. I work to provide resources for women whom are seeking to improve their quality of health and well-being in general, as well as African women whom are seeking to become pregnant or need health or birth alternatives, or they need the camaraderie and the support of women. I am presently found online at themothership.wordpress.com, and I also provide certification. I certify childbirth educators and doulas. And this work here at Womb Alchemy inaugurates my step into the beginning of certifying womb workers. And what we'll be doing, what my master plan is, to take over the world, is to have womb workers help women to begin to turn around the cycle of disease and disorder in us as African women, to eliminate, to help us to detoxify and eliminate these different womb emanations, so that when we have children, our children won't be born through cysts, through fibroid tumors, through cervixes that may have polyps on them, through endometriosis, or through trauma or mental issues, frustrations. Those womb workers can, right, we're going to certify womb workers that work to help women to eliminate these issues ahead of time, to help women to build a better quality, to have a quality womb. Their wombs are working in a quality way, and these women are beginning to then have children who are healthier, whose health is ensured. We are literally then producing a child that is able to have a healthy immune system, healthy functioning systems of digestion, health. All of these things are pre-implanted during their time in our wombs. So we're going to make those wombs a safe place. In addition to that, as a womb worker, we find resources for people. So before that woman even seeks to conceive, she's taking a yoga class. She's working and understands how nutrition affects her child. There is also, I am a Sacred Feminine Mysteries priestess. So with that, as a womb worker, you will also finish your certification with an initiation. And so therefore, you'll be able to help and counsel that sister, help her with tools and understanding what makes her base chakra work, what makes her heart chakra work, what makes her crown chakra vibrate, how she can create a total shift, a oneness, so that she herself can be working in unison, so that when that baby comes into her womb, she is able to give it the optimal amount of consciousness and attention. That is what we are endeavoring to do with the mothership, is to have literally an army of women who work shoulder to shoulder, so that woman may work with a womb worker, and then she may work with a childbirth educator and a doula, and then also midwife. So then that way she's with a family of sisters who help her through the process to motherhood, to womanhood. That womb worker also works to celebrate those new cycles of those new women, new girls who are coming into womanhood. So her job is not just to work with the woman who is already a woman, but she's also going to work with those young girls who are coming into womanhood, preparing for womanhood. And so she will also work with the rites of passages for those young girls. Yes, it is absolutely distance education, because we'll be doing it online, and my community whom I have reached with my work has been online, so we'll definitely be working together. The initiation process, unfortunately, will not be online. My plan, hopefully, is to bring everybody together for a face-to-face melanin to melanin initiation. So then it will probably be a weekend process, initiation and graduation into womb worker, childbirth educator, doulaship, and then moving on. And we'll do that probably once a year. I'm grateful for your responses, because that feedback helps me to know that it validates what the ancestors have told me is necessary to do. And so I'm grateful for your feedback. So, pause for the cause. Now we're moving on. My flow can be stopped, though. You have to be conscious because my magic can be blocked. My energy can be halted. My portal can be locked. My center can be frozen by my own actions. I'm saying these things because I want to give you an example of what can happen to us as African women living in this ma'afa that is intrinsically built to be against us, intrinsically built to consume our children as soon as they come out of the womb. They're in daycare, they're in this, that, and the other, instead of being in mama's arms and instead of being placed to his mama's breast. We have to understand that these are negative affirmations. These are negative affirmations. We are here tonight to change these negative affirmations that my flow can be stopped to my flow can never be stopped. My flow is unstoppable. My magic can never be blocked. My magic flows from the beginning of time to the end without blockage. My energy cannot ever be halted because it is so desired and so wanted. My portal will be open for eternity as I choose it to be. My portal opens as I choose it to open. My center will never be frozen because I am a warm center of love. My actions seek to feed me, not to block me, to stop me, to halt me, to lock me, to freeze me. I rebuke those words. I revoke those words. I eliminate the power of those words in order to stand in power as one who is able to flow, one who has my magic, one who has energy, one who is a powerful portal for power to come through. You have to understand that those previous affirmations come from the smoking gun. What we consume can consume us. So the consumption of processed foods, artificial colors, artificial flavors, white breads, white sugars, white potatoes, soy products, milks, creams, cheeses, deadly chemicals in our skincare products, chemicals in our environment can cause blockages, locks, freezes, can cause harm, death, and degrading toxic responses in our bodies. Our wombs are so precious that they can be harmed. It's important for us to stop and take a look at what we're consuming and what does it do to our bodies. What it can do to our bodies is cause what I call the 4 C's: congestion, constipation, chemical obstruction, and poor circulation. The foods that we take in, the parabens that are in our deodorants, the chemical colors and fragrances that are in our lotions can cause chemical obstruction, can cause chemical damage. The congestion can be caused by the mucus forming foods of potatoes and starches and breads and other. When we eat too much, we really just eat too much brown food. We don't eat enough fruit, colorful food like fruits and vegetables. So without that, we begin to build up that mucus in our lungs, our throat, and behind our eyes, so in our brains. We begin to see that mucus when we wipe. That's right. We begin to color food for color people. When we see that mucus, it not only comes out in our sinuses, but it also comes out in our yoni. So when we're wiping, we're finding mucus in our yoni. We're finding yeast in our yoni. See, this is our body's trying to eliminate the toxic sludge in our body. And it's having a hard time. It's having a hard time sometimes due to poor circulation. We don't get up enough. We don't exercise enough. We don't walk enough. We don't do enough in our daily lives. So we have congestion, we have chemicals, foods, and other things that are constantly just being fed to our cells. As they're fed to our cells, then our cells are so full that it can't eliminate. Parasites too. Parasites come from the meats and things that we're eating. It also comes from the sugars that we're consuming, because yeast is a parasite, fungus is a parasite. So we're eating too much sugars, too many things that are not whole and complete. And we're feeding the parasites. So as we're eating all of these sugars, we're feeding these parasites, and we're wondering why we're not receiving enough calcium in our diet. We're wondering why we're not receiving enough. Our bones are feeling real creaky. We're wondering why we're agitated all the time. We're not getting enough B vitamins. We're wondering why we're not we're having skin eruptions, because we're not getting enough E vitamins. We're not getting enough A vitamins because our eyes are degenerating. Well, we're not getting enough assimilation because our the parasites are there's so many that they're consuming the nutrients, and they're getting bigger and healthier, and we are getting weaker. Also, so we kick off that relationship with those parasites by consuming the wrong foods like meats and cheeses and things like that. But then we begin to lose out on our nutrients because after we fed them and we've given them a place to live, then they begin to consume all of the good and the bad and the ugly that we consume. We don't have the nutrition that we need. The alchemy for dealing with the physical wound, how to transform it. The first assignment that I want you all to do, write down in your womb journals or in your journals or on a piece of paper for right now, is to check out your family womb health history. Find out, what was your mother's cycles like? Did she have really bad cramps? Did she have issues with fibroids, breast cancer, fibrocystic breast? Did she have fibroids in her breast? Yes. Also, did she have cervical issues? Did she have polyps? Did she have HPV? Those things are important. Womb journals are good for us. They're important. As a matter of fact, there's another pause for the cause. All of the people who donated, it doesn't matter how much you donate. I have it on the button for $20. But whatever you can donate, I will be grateful. Donations help me to keep the website up. It also helps me to continue to give free workshops and lectures that we can invite sister friends to so they can learn about themselves. So I'll be grateful. But in exchange for your donation, I have a womb journal, which has a lot of the information from this workshop in it that I'll be sending you all after this workshop tonight. So I want to, say thank you to those who donated. And if you still want to donate, it is always available to you. If you don't have a $20 donation, it's okay. Just hit the donation button on the front of my websites, both websites. One website is thebodytempleinstitute.com, and the other website is thebodytemple.ning.com. Go to either one of those websites and hit the donate button and donate what you can. I am grateful. I will be grateful. But I have a womb journal which has a calendar in it that you can write in your own dates, because I understand how we as women might take pay attention to the calendar this month and not pay attention to the calendar next month. So with that, I made an empty calendar so that you can fill it in with the dates that you need, how you need them to be in order to track your cycle. Pay attention to that. Also, it asks you specific questions so that you can then ask yourself, how did I eat this month? Did I exercise this month? What type of chemical products do I use? Did I have healthy relations with my mate this month? Did I deal in depression this month? These questions are in the womb journal so that you can chart all of your feelings, because all of this makes up your aura. All of this makes up your energy. All of this makes an effect on your body. You also want to check your own womb history. So you might want to, there's places in the womb journal for you to write that down. For you to write down your mother's and sisters and aunts' womb history, as well as your own womb history. What therapies have you used for your womb? Tylenol for cramps. I've used red raspberry for cramps, or I've used chasteberry, or I have used massage to help with this or that. What medications or herbal elixirs have you used? Get in touch with your womb and have a personal relationship with her. The first steps on this path to detoxifying your womb is deal with constipation by eating more fresh fruits and vegetables. Do a periodic laxative. Sometimes we stay away from laxatives because we're like, oh, think about anorexia, all this stuff. No, but we have to get that poop from behind our wombs. Yeah, the womb journal keeps us accountable. That's powerful. That's true. The laxative helps get fecal matter from behind our womb, because as our intestines are assimilating the fluids from our foods and things and from the fecal matter, it is inadvertently sharing it with our wombs, which feeds fibroid tumors. It creates the fibroid tumors. So if you have toxic foods going through your intestines, it can then leach into your uterus. So it is vitally important for you to clear, because it sits against our womb and leaches into our womb, the intestines do. So you must keep your bowels clear. And with that, we must do the enemas, and abdominal massage works really well also. If you go to my page, you'll see a video on womb wellness on Facebook. I'll put that up tonight. I want to put that up now. I have the link to the womb wellness video. I'm gonna put that in the text chat. I want you to check that out. I made 2010, I think. I'm not sure. It's been a while ago. I made this womb wellness video, and the womb wellness video included abdominal massage, and the abdominal massage helps us to be able to manually eliminate toxins. Ooh. This is the link. Save that for later. Save that link for later. Put it on a post-it note. No. Message to help balance as well. Massage, yes. Massage can help balance as well. It actually can help bring more circulation to your womb. And then not only to your womb, but to your abdomen. And literally help your liver to begin to filter better, help your kidneys to be able to filter better because they have more circulation. Your adrenals will function better. Instead of you going off on everybody, you'll probably be more peaceful. Your uterus will then function better and be able to eliminate toxins a lot better. I'm telling you. It's the bomb. Check out the video. Check out the video. Put it up. Put it on a sticky note or put it to the side. Keep that clip because as everybody keeps talking, it might get covered up in the text in the feed. I know. I'm so goofy. Okay. 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 Back at it, y'all. Back at it. Outside. Oh my God. Also, we want to focus in on chemicals. Cleansing your blood with herbs like red clover, yellow dock, and bentonite clay can help to get the chemicals out of your bloodstream. So, red clover can be taken in a detox formula with yellow dock, as well as a red raspberry and and senna to clear your lower abdomen and to clean your blood, so that you'll clean your blood of all of those excess hormones that go through your body. When we're dealing with things like radiation poisoning, like being in front of this computer all day long or something like that, then we need to take a shallow teaspoon in 12 ounces of water of bentonite clay. Stir it, allow it to dissolve, and drink the bentonite clay, and it will bond with the radiation ions in your bloodstream and take them out of your body. So you want to do that if you are on the computer a lot. If you have taken in a lot of other hard chemicals in your life, maybe drugs or something, that bentonite clay can help. Also, spirulina can help. Spirulina is a seaweed. And spirulina can help to eliminate those toxins by going into the cell and to oxygenate, pushing oxygen into the cell and pushing toxins out of the cell. So bentonite clay and spirulina are my #1 power hitters when it comes to getting rid of chemicals in the bloodstream, hard, heavy chemicals, heavy metals. To expose congestion. A lot of times we're walking around with congestion in our lungs, in our uteruses, in our bodies, and we don't even know it. So what we have to do for that is take ourselves on a lemon juice, do a week of lemon juice. Now, you might consume regularly, or you might begin to consume a modified diet with that. I suggest a modified diet. So each morning you get up and you're going to make yourself a blend of lemon, cucumber, and a little bit of cayenne. Just about a third of a teaspoon of cayenne. Taking this blend twice a day will remove the mucus from your lungs by dissolving impacted mucus and draining it from the burdened areas of your body. In addition to that, your modified diet will be fruits and vegetables. Now, your vegetables can be steamed, can be raw. Your fruits can be sauced or juiced or smoothied. Okay. Can be smoothied, but as much fruits and vegetables as you can go ahead and have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fruits and vegetables. Also, I'm going to tell you what that blend is again. I want you to also make sure you get your bowels really clear. Okay, thank you, Mama Imani. That's good. Yeah. Make sure you keep your bowels really clear, and that is you're going to notice by the end of 7 days, you're going to notice that you will have a discharge, and then the smell will then begin to, first it will begin to come out of your uterus more, and then it will begin to taper off and become thinner and thinner and thinner as the week ends. Cucumber. She said cucumber. She means cucumber. She's just shorthanding it. And then also, I think someone said if on medications flush the liver takes a big hit when we're on medications. Absolutely. These herbs are very good. Yes, that is absolutely true. The liver does take a big hit. Thank you for that post. Also, we want to kick our circulation in gear. We are actually sitting down and sitting around too much. We have to get on up and get moving. And yoga or belly dance, specifically for moves that are specifically for the womb, helps to remove those toxins, that stagnant blood out of the blood cells, out of the veins and capillaries, back into circulation in order to get more circulation and come to the womb, keeping it from being congested. A lot of people deal with womb congestion and they don't even know it. A lot of times people are having fertility problems simply because of womb congestion, to where I've had like, oh gosh, like tens of and hundreds, almost something ridiculous. Like if I said 100 people, I would not be exaggerating. Sisters that come to me and say, wow, I found this new diet. I've become vegetarian now. I've become vegan now, and I'm eating all these fruits and vegetables where I couldn't get pregnant before. Now I'm pregnant. They would say literally that they've tried. They may have even tried the different methods of getting pregnant. They may have tried with several people. But then once they decided to go on a cleanse, that they found that they got pregnant. That simply said that they had uterine congestion. There was no problem with their uterus. It was mainly congested. Now you know that when our sinuses are congested, we can hardly breathe. When our lungs are congested, we can hardly get a good inhale and exhale out. But it's the same thing with our uterus. When it is congested with candida, or it's congested with the starchiness, the starchy film that's coming from our bowels, then it can't function properly. An egg cannot implant itself properly in the walls of our uterus if we have that sliminess that's hanging around inside of them. So what we have to do is take in things like the lemon juice, cucumber, and cayenne to help to eliminate, like I said, expectorate it from your lungs or your uterus or your sinuses, to expectorate that mucus. My next spot thing I want to talk to you about is our moon cycles, our menstrual cycles. I don't know. I wonder how many of you know that your psychology creates your physiology. How many of you are aware of that? Just type it in the text chat. How many of you are aware that your psychology creates your physiology? Yeah. Literally.
Mommy, look. Look what I got. Mom, I got some money. I got some money.
Greetings, Luna. Okay. Our psychology creates our physiology. Literally, as above, so below, Mama Shalia. That is absolutely true. That as we think, so we are. So, as women, we are complementary beings. Our energy seeks also always to connect. And as we connect, we identify with what we connect with. If we are living in a society, if all around us is negativity, exactly. When all around us is negativity, then that's what we are connecting with. That's what we're identifying ourselves with, that negativity. When how we perceive of life around us is negative, then we perceive ourselves as negative. So we have to make it our personal mission to transform the poison to pure. Alchemy is not just the turning of base metals to gold, but it is turning that is a general organ to divine. It is testifiable. So I was talking to my husband, and he's looking over my shoulder, and he said, "Is testifiable a word?" I said, "I don't know, but it is today. It's a testifiable truth. You can testify to the fact that your thoughts become action, and your thoughts also can become disease. Negative thoughts trigger acid hormones in the body, and they cause degeneration. Positive thoughts trigger alkaline hormones in the body. So acid, like fight or flight hormone, can cause the body to begin to create hormones that degenerate and harm the body. But alkaline hormones, like opiates, work in the body to relax the body, to create a euphoric state, and they also are nutritive. Did you know that your womb responds to disappointment by giving off a acidic hormone? Shame or hurt, anger, blame, and trauma are triggers. They're triggers. Oh, alkaline hormones. I did say yes, alkaline hormones. Yeah. We can, if you take them into the room. Yes, so these feelings, we in our mind think they're just feelings. They're just, it's just a feeling. No, it's actually, it figures that feeling that you feel it inside of yourself. You don't just feel it in your mind. What's also a trip is that not only do you feel it inside of yourself, but you have to take some time to even get over it. That's because you're having emotion lag, not jet lag, emotion lag. That emotion lag is literally physical. And the physical energy is not just abstract energy that's just in there. No, it's literally a hormone that is going through your body that causes your body to respond in a certain way. So to the mind, this makes the uterus not just a physical organ, but an embodiment of this energy. Yes, that is true. We can transfer this energy to our mates. We can ooh, boy, if we get into that. You know how we transfer energy to our mate? We transfer it because our melanin makes us interconnected. That's why this is a specific workshop for African women, because how we deal with life is different. It is different. So when we're transferring these hormones, this energy to our mates, we're not used. It is in our saliva and liquids of our body and the liquids of our yoni. It is there. We are transferring it that way. But the biggest transfer of energy is through our skin, through palpating it in the air. You can feel African energy. You can feel our energy. And it's not just conveying to your mate your words, but it's conveying to your mate your real energy, your raw energy. And that is where we do the most damage with each other. Remember that song, Body Talk? Some of y'all might be too young to know that. But anyway. But literally, we are conduits. Just like you can feel heat from a heater or an air conditioner, you can feel melanin vibrating with one another. That's why it's vitally important for, if you have a sister or brother friend that you meet on the internet, make it your business to meet them melanin to melanin in order to feel true integrity, in order to feel the true love. Don't just start with this internet. This internet is a artificial prosthesis. You know what I'm saying? At best, it provides us an ability to get to see one another and hear each other's voice, but it doesn't allow us to truly touch each other as we like to do. Black people like to touch one another. Black people like to feel you. We want to not speak and be able to just have a conversation, melanin to melanin. This is sacred to us. Yeah, that's true. Hakila, it's only a portal that you can, it's a portal that you cannot cross, only to see through. So, because our uterus is so powerful that it organizes and coordinates cells in order to create melanin, in order to create nervous system and centers of communication, and it creates our uterus weaves together the cells that make up your skin, your brain, your ability to think, your mind. It is so valuable that I say that we give it a name. We give her a name, or we call it a thing. We don't call it a thing. We allow it to have beingness, and we consider our womb a temple. That's why we are so valuable, because we are the carriers of the womb of the temple. That's what makes us powerful. The two of these hieroglyphs are actually on the walls of Kemet, where we see Nut and Geb, and then we also see the Potneter. We see Nut stretched out across the sky. The intention of these hieroglyphs are to paint the picture in our minds to help us to understand how vitally important the woman is. The woman is not just the earth, she is the universe. Nut is considered the universe, the great Nut, or the great mother of the universe. And from her womb, the top picture, if you can see me pointing at the woman who is pointing at the ball of light at the womb of the outstretched Nut, she is actually speaking to the vitality in the womb of the great mother, of the woman. And if you see on the hieroglyphic picture of the barge with the man with the sun deity on his head and the feather of Ma'at on his knees, it's because when she is at balance, it's speaking to the fact that when she is at balance, then she is able to manifest that vitality of Ra, and she is also able to manifest, if you see the serpent, the Nekebet there, she's also able to manifest her psychic power through her womb. This is powerful. We are very powerful. And this is always known, and we were always held in great esteem until we came into a society that now devalues women. We must transform the state of the African womb today. This is where we make the change to create the transformation, to initiate the process. This is the point of revolution. Total and complete change begins now with us. This now moment. Alchemy for our emotional womb. It is time to shine our light on our energy, to bring it into focus, to direct it towards our greatest good. We must eliminate shame and guilt by releasing the issues and allow it to release us. Because you know, a lot of times we are being held hostage by our issues. And we must release the issue and allow it to release us. You know, I was thinking about today that we have bad habits. We must like bad habits because we hold on to them and we keep on doing them. It's time for us to release those things and detoxify from worry by getting creative. We as women are creators. And we as creators create creation. So we have to eliminate that worry. We have to eliminate that worry by detoxifying and reduce anger in our body. And we can use aromatherapy, visualization, breathing techniques, breath therapy, in order to eliminate the anger. So creating creative outlets, doing things, making clothes, doing creative things, making jewelry, painting, things like that. These things are therapy not only for our minds but for our behind. Also using aromatherapy and visualization, even qigong, can help with the intention, like my sister said, with the intention to support the transformation of my mentality. Our mentality creates our physicality. Our mind creates our behind. If you free your mind and your behind will follow, it is true. But we must take that step to break away. You know, I love, here's a couple of options. I love Queen Afua's womb dance and her yoga. That's an option that we can use to heal ourselves with. Also, Queen Mother, the Queen Mother of the Asar Aset Society, she uses a womb dance to help remove toxins from her womb. Her womb dance also includes womb massage. And as she's massaging her womb, she's moving rhythmically to music that helps her to stay in trance, to imagine and envision herself successfully removing toxins from her womb. This is very powerful. You can find it online under the Head Haru Healing Dance. I think it is also on YouTube. Pause for the cause. The Body Temple Institute is online for us. If you are in need of, yes, her book is Sacred Woman, right, Queen Afua. She also has a book called The Angry Vagina, where she addresses issues that we tuck away into our uteruses. Instead of conceiving of beautiful creations and oases, we conceive of ugly, Queen Afua does. We conceive of misshapen manifestations because we have a lot of anger that is lodged in our wombs. And the book is called The Angry Vagina. But I also would be remiss if I spoke of that book without speaking of her book, The City of Wellness. The book, The City of Wellness, helps you to, yes, that is so true. The book, The City of Wellness, helps us to be able to detoxify our wombs specifically, that and Sacred Woman. So we have to use those books to help ourselves, and any videos that we may find, just keep ourselves immersed in the womb consciousness. Jalan, I think you're under Jalan Campbell, but I think you're a Dina, right? Am I correct? Yes, The City of Wellness is by Queen too. I think your sister Dina. I don't want to say the wrong name, but yeah, but all three of her books, and Heal Thyself. Don't forget Heal Thyself. I have to I love Queen Afua. She is my mama. She is one of my sacred mothers. And so everything that she speaks about, everything that she teaches, I hope I represent her well. She is born on the same day as my third daughter. A very powerful, powerful mother. The Body Temple Institute online is a is placed in position to be a pillar for us as African people in order to help us to find information, to educate ourselves, and to support each other in finding and staying healthy and preserving ourselves so that we don't find ourselves out of sync and out of focus, so we don't find ourselves unhealthy and having to take ourselves to the hospital where we are not cared for properly. There are a lot of things that we can do to maintain our health, and the Body Temple Institute is in place to help us with health maintenance. So that's the case. I also certify natural master herbalists as well as herbal first responders. So community herbalists and master herbalists. And 2016 or earlier, I will be putting out a naturopathic physician certification. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout also for even more goodies that should be happening this year from the Body Temple Institute. We are in locked and loaded, and we'll be putting and just really just putting out everything we need for survival for the African community. We are really in position to really get in and get at it. We're going to make sure that our people are ready and prepared. This is important to me. What's in it for me? It means that if everyone is outfitted with the information that they need in order to survive, then that means that a lot less of us end up being fodder for the fire, and a lot less of us end up being victims. I call this, our womb has 3 bodies. Our womb has a physical body, that is what is physically seen. Our womb has an emotional body because it is connected to our emotions. And our womb has a spiritual body. It's not just divine because it is multidimensional. It is divine because it is able to tap into multiple dimensions. It's very powerful. So when I say multiple dimensions, I mean our womb means that we span the past, present, and future, and we stand in this present moment. So all at once. We span the past, the present, and the future. That is correct. That is correct. Physical, emotional, and spiritual, energetic. That is correct. And also a strong force of nature and spirit. That is correct. A strong conduit of spirit. Yes, absolutely. What is your idea of power? I bring life from the darkness into the light, in the light. What is your idea of strength? I can hold pounds without buckling or breaking. What is your idea of abundance? I possess 1,000,000 progeny to follow in your footsteps. Literally, our womb holds upwards of 1,000,000 ovums when we're born into the world. Each of these ovums has the genetic matter and material of the very first mother all the way back. This is why Louis Gates was able to trace genetic heritage all the way back to Africa for everyone, white people and black people, Chinese people. He was able to trace everyone's lineage back to the original mother because of the matriarchal line, because of what we hold. What is your desire for love? I can hold your babies in full love and union. I can embrace your male complement, helping him to see that there is no separation between one and the universe. You are never alone. I am always with you in all ways. I am you. I am your idea of God. And that To end that, I would say, I am your womb. Our wombs are spiritual instruments of manifestation. When our spirits are down, we manifest lower creations. Our wombs still create, however, flawed, even if we're manifesting lower energy, lower vibration. When we speak in negative words, when we're visualizing evil sights and manifest them in our being, when we vibrate hateful energy and we propel it into the world, when we rationalize foolishness and excuse it as it takes root in our lives, these things are real, and we really are working this negative magic. We really are working with these negative energies and entities that we're allowing to come through our portal. It is important for us to become conscious of ourselves, for us to begin to look at ourselves in a way that we're seeing the potency of how we operate and how we can be used to operate. It's vitally important to know when it is you and when it is not, when it is healthy and when it is not healthy, when you are being conscious and when you're not being conscious. That's my baby, my sidekick. Our spirit, when our spirit is high, then we literally are unstoppable. We have developed nations, governed civilizations, marched soldiers into battle, leading them. We birthed babies, opened oracles to multiple dimensions, and we've coordinated the smallest atoms within our wombs. Our wombs are very powerful. Our wombs are very powerful. Powerful beyond measure. Oh no. Can you see the presentation now? Can you hear me? Type yes if you can. Type yes if you can see the presentation and hear me. Okay. You can hear me, but you cannot see. Cannot see me. How about now? My sidekick is back. Okay, can you see me and hear me? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go back in and put the presentation back up. Can you see the presentation now? Okay. Okay. Literally, in our African society, we were heralded because of our ability to birth both male and female. Because of our ability to birth that was us and that was not us. We literally, like within the Yoruba society, when they talk about Obatala forming and fashioning man, our wombs literally fashion man and woman, human. In the Fawn society, the creatress of society, what I tell you about creatress? I call her creatress instead of creatrix because we do not create tricks. are illusions. We create real life. So with that, in the Fon tradition, the creatress is called Mawu. And in the Yoruba tradition, she has been downplayed. We have Olodumare, but we also have Oshumare. And her job has been shifted to something else. She's the serpent in the rainbow. But she actually is the divine complement or the divine creatress, the divine womb of Olodumare, the divine womb of man, the divine womb of the divinity. Also, we have within the Kemetan philosophy, we also have Newt, who also gives birth, the divine great mother Mut, who gives birth to all of creation. In Budun, we also have Aida Wedo. We have Dambala Wedo. We also have Aida Wedo. We have a divine creatress. We also have Oduduwa, who also is a divine creatress. We have Nana Buluku amongst the African spirituality, who is the divine creatress. This is vitally important. It's vital for us to understand what our womb does. I'm sorry, we are not a rib. We are the place from which man comes. So when I say womb of man, it does not mean that we are a man. It means that we are the mankind. We are human. Right. And we're not just and she says we are not trash cans, or we are not empty cans to be filled up. We actually are the coordinators, the chemists, the shapers of creation. And our men, for us as real black women, our men, for us, have the idea of creation, which is powerful. They have the thought of creation, and we are the manifestors of creation. We are powerful, and we work together in complement. It's powerful. It is powerful. And, a lot of times we have been placed underneath theologies and philosophies that handicap us. It even handicaps the bearer to see your female as less, to see the female of a species as not important, or as not relevant even, or even as a holy ghost. When we're relegated to these positions of ghosthood or downplayed or subordinated, then that means that our creations are subordinate, downplayed, secondary, unnecessary. When we are relegated to those lower positions, we begin to birth people who think lowly of themselves. So it's vital for us to understand that we are not just a second thought or a Holy Ghost either, but we are literally a vital component to the preservation of humans, to the preservation of African mankind. Alchemy for the divine womb. A lot of times we find our spirits low. We find our energy weak. We find our ability to create as half-hearted. Well, in this, we must look at our wombs as dimensional portals to bring forth the beauty, to bring forth the fruitfulness, to bring forth the lush abundance. That's what we are for. And we must use the tools that we have. We must use prayer and affirmation. We must use our spiritual baths. We must visit the true temple, visit nature. In order to manifest abundance, you must see abundance. And the only place that there is abundance beyond our ability to measure is in nature. Singing is something that women do naturally. We love to sing. Sing and intonate. Hear your voice. Hear your tone. Doing chakra work or color work is key too. Whenever we pray, whenever we shout, we stand in our affirmations of success, abundance, and beauty. We manifest that. We literally impregnate ourselves with that beauty. We literally we give birth to that beauty. We stand in that beauty and we see that beauty daily. The chakra work means when we acknowledge the energy centers on and within and around our body. Our aura work matters. The aura is where we feel and sense others. You know, when I think Dina was talking about when we send that energy to our mates, we can't just in our mind do the technical work, do what we think is a mental technical work. We actually have to transform our energy matrix around ourselves. By the way, did you know that matrix means womb? We need to know these things. We need to be clear because our matrix, our energy matrix, matters because our children, yes it does, our children step into our matrix, our mates come into that matrix, the people who love us, hug and come into our matrices, they will feel your energy, they will feel the integrity of your energy. This is why the chakra work is vitally important. This is why your energy work is vitally important. That's why we are all connected. That's how we are all connected. That is the truth. Another pause for the cause. I was throwing these in here just haphazardly. Please forgive me. What I was vibing on here was just to let you all know that if you're interested in becoming a womb worker to work with us, just let me know. Just inbox me or email me. My email address is themothership999 at Gmail or thebodytemple999 at Gmail. Yes, it is over the internet. It is. It will be distant. It will be over the internet, so that because a lot of the community that I heal is over the internet. I'll also be working with people I'll also be working with people my email address. I'll also be working with people locally also, wherever I am. So that's what this marks the I'm gonna go back over my presentation so you can be clear. I don't know. Am I back? I'm trying to be back. There we go. I'm coming back now. I'm on my way back. Thank you. Thank you. You can't hear me? That's all right. You'll be able to hear me in a minute. I don't know why it's tripping. Let me know when you can hear me. I had one of those computer blink outs. The computer was like, oh, God. Let me know when you can hear me and see me. Type yes, yes, if you can hear me and see me. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me and see me? Okay. Yes, no, you can't see me, but you can hear me. Okay. I'm coming. My wheel is still turning. Oh, no. How does she make a motion on that can move? Motion can't move. Can you see me now? You're smiling. Can you see me, Phoenix? Thank you. Can you see me and hear me? Nikia, can you see me and hear me? See, no, hear, yes. Okay. I can hear but not see. Okay. Well, I'll have to go back all the way out and come back in. That's it. Okay. 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 Now.
I'm here.
Okay, now. You can see me. Can you see me and hear me? Okay, I see. I see. Shamila saying yes.
Salama Basta is saying yes.
Okay, Salama Bassett is saying yes. Okay. Okay. I, okay. Well, let's kick it off. Your sound is gonna come through. I'm still wheeling. My wheel is still turning. It's gonna come through. That was the end of my presentation slide. Now, what we went over, I'm gonna go back over it, and that is that we have our womb has three bodies. It is a physical body, an emotional body, an emotional connection, and a spiritual connection. So with those three connections, those three embodiments, it creates a whole nother ideology for what your womb is, what it does, what its abilities are. what its focus is in your life, and what its job is in its ability to create. My question to you is, do you have any misunderstanding or things that you don't really connect with, or maybe even the way that I presented it to you, you may really need a little more clarity? Please let me know. Please add it into the text chat. Or even come on the mic and speak your truth. If we have testimonials, if you want to testify, please keep it short, because we don't want to be here all night. But we want to support you in your testimony. So keep it short, but go ahead and testify if there's one. Okay. Well, I want you to remember that with keeping your womb unobstructed, that a way to do that is to do a detox. I want that to do a 7-day detox. You're doing fruits and vegetables. And each morning when you wake up, you're drinking at least 2 to 3 times a day. You're drinking lemon juice and you're going to juice 1 juice of a cucumber and a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Excuse me, a third of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can even put that into the blender and blend that. Drink it 3 times a day. It will remove congestion and dissolve cholesterol, and then also eliminate constipation. It also can get down to the cellular level. So you want to drink that at least 2 to 3 times a day when you know you have constipation, congestion, cholesterol, or chemical obstruction. It also can help with stimulating circulation, and that's necessary for your entire body. Dina says, do you recommend to insert anything in the yoni to cleanse it, i.e. garlic? Garlic as a means of cleansing candida or yeast. What I also recommend is a douche of lemon water. Also, vinegar water is fine too. Lemon or vinegar they both help to alkalinize the flora of the vagina. And what that does, and it also helps to eliminate the acidic mucus that is in the vagina. I'm a very natural person, so I really don't necessarily encourage a lot of other things. There are a lot of things that people do to strengthen the vaginal walls, like the yoni eggs, and then there's also another thing that goes in the yoni. I think that for me, for others to investigate that, for me, I have not used those. I have used to strengthen my uterus, a sponge to strengthen my uterus, to strengthen my ligaments and my uterine walls, my vaginal walls. But I have not, and I have used lemon juice and vinegar in order to realkalinize the flora of my uterus. But for the most part, I'm going to answer your question, Mama Imani. For the most part, I work with my whole body as a unit to also work with its interrelationship, my womb's interrelationship with my entire body. So I consume foods that are alkaline based in order to not feed the flora of candida. I also do the seasonal detoxes. So each season, spring, summer, fall, and winter, I do the detoxes with fruits and vegetables, and I use a detox blend. This season, we all fasted 2 weeks together, actually, all of the students of the Body Temple, as well as the people of the Body Temple Institute as a whole. I put out for us to do a fast. that fast is that lemon. You can use seasonal times. You can use that lemon and cucumber and cayenne, and in addition to that, you can use a detox formula of the red clover, red raspberry, yellow dot, and senna to clean out your lower bowels as well as your circulation to an elimination of your uterus, and then blood cleansing. Or even you can go further to add and blend in some black walnut for parasites. Also, you can use pau d'arco for bacteria. You can use milk thistle to strengthen your liver, and as it relates to dealing with medications, like Dina talked about earlier today, dealing with medications, your liver takes a serious hit. So you want to definitely protect your liver with milk thistle. I recommend that the detox can be done 4 times a year or once a month. For instance, you could detox for 3 days each month. You can detox for 2 weeks each season. You can detox for, I've had sisters deal with a 40-day or 30-day detox on fruits and vegetables, still consuming fruits and vegetables once a year. But it really is important and imperative that we begin a detoxifying regime because we live in a toxic society. So within my suggestion, it is that you research your life and determine when it is best for you. For my life, I am able to do some detox work throughout each week. I'm doing something. And I'm able to use an enema. Throughout my week, I go and cleanse my bowels with an enema. I do maintenance work all day. So I may be doing 2 raw salads per day in order to add the roughage and the fiber to scrub my bowels and kidneys. I may decide to go in on juicing and do some juice or herbs during that week. So my suggestion is that you make detoxification and cleansing a daily part of your regime. Thank you. That daughter there, Phoenix, is 20 years old. She is my first baby. Then I have my 12-year-old and my 19-year-old right here with them also. And then in my co-pilot, he had to leave the room. He's starting to take over the show. So, I do my best to maintain health every day. So, you want him back? I'm gonna send him to you. She said, "Keep it." But, yeah, but I do my best to do some maintenance work every day because we are faced with toxins every day. So, with that being the case, we have to work on ourselves and help to detoxify and cleanse ourselves daily. In addition to that, we're detoxifying a history, a family history, literally. We are also dealing with, my mother has a history, my family has a history of cancer. And so I am grateful, humbled, and so blessed to not have been touched by. Even also the women, we have a womb history of fibroids. I'm so grateful not to carry fibroids, not to have them have touched me. I'm grateful, and I each day give thanks by eating my fruit in the morning and make sure my bowels run clear every time. So I'm giving thanks and I don't have a problem with talking about my bowel habits because I really need that support maybe or whatever. I don't have a problem with that with anyone else doing it because we really need to make it a culture of health and healing. It needs to become a culture of health and healing. Did I hear so long about that? Chime in the back.
Yes, I don't know how to mute it.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. I was just in agreement with you. I bear witness to everything you're saying. That's all. And loving you.
I love you. So that's beautiful. That's what I suggest. It's to make health maintenance of every day. And then seek to detoxify and cleanse um, seasonally, or uh, yearly. But that's last yearly is last place. Really, that's if you just started. But when it comes down to it, seasonally, weekly, that is important for longevity. If there is anything else that you may need or any questions that you may have, you can find me at, I'm going to type it into text chat. My email. Dean says, I find that the moon coordinates with the womb and the cycles of the womb. Absolutely, our womb was considered the first calendar. Our womb cycles were considered the first calendar. Why is that? Because the womb takes 28 days to circle around the earth, and our cycle within our body takes 28 days to go from first blood to first blood. So what we must do is connect. That's why I want us to do the womb calendar, because the womb calendars are help us to track, like, when our cycle starts and what was the phase of the moon when our cycle started. It's to align ourselves with the gravitational pull. Understand that when the moon is going from new to full, all of the waters in the earth are being pulled to the surface and held for 3 days. And then when the moon is going from full down to new, when it is a waning moon, then all of the waters are being pulled down deep into the earth. Well, what's happening inside of our body? All of the waters are responding to the gravitational pull of the moon, of our bodies. So literally, notice that when it is a full moon, you will have more bloating. If you cycle during the waning moon, you're going to have less bloating because you have less water buildup. Cramps. My daughter just asked about cramps and bloating. Well, what happens is we have too much progesterone in our system, and we'll have more bloating. When we have too much estrogen in our system, then we'll If I was worth so, baby. You found me some girls. If I was worth. Pretty people. I appreciate y'all for being patient with me. My computer just. I know. Okay. Now, that's what. I don't remember what I was gonna say about the womb. I don't remember, but it'll be about the moon. But if there's anything else you need, any other questions, just let me know. Contact me on the website. I also, like I was saying, I have womb calendars that I've created. They are ebooks, so I can send them to you right away in the mail. And they will help you to document and journal your womb journey. So, and they also have a lot of the information that I just shared tonight, so that you will be able to cross-reference and refer, and then gain greater understanding of how our cycles work, how our ovulatory energy works, our potency, and our power. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for studying with me. And if you could please leave your review of this workshop on the Google Plus, Facebook, or wherever you find me, even on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm found on The Body Temple 999, or M. Ashakir, or The Mothership on YouTube. So just connect with me and leave your review. Connect with me and leave your review of this workshop. If you receive something, I would love to know it. Thank you very much. I appreciate your presence.